18-year-old, and a girl that is 18 went down on me.
This is a lawsuit by a young woman stemming from a brutal R and S assault committed against her by defendants Ben Azuli. At the time, H was only 15 years old and a virgin.
But the thing is, some incels will still be like, oh man, F all women. Women are bad. Women are this, women are that. It's just like, bro, like, he's convicted of a sexual crime. We'll be watching the pathetic life of an internet alpha male. Honestly, there's a lot of incels or a lot of people who are looking for a father figure or just looking for leadership in general. And they come across these people who are internet alpha male that proclaim to have a perfect life, or they don't have any type of darkness in their past. And always when they get exposed, they always end up being a pathetic human being. It's just like, forget about it. Just keep buying my course. But let's go get straight to the video, see what's going on.
A generation of lost young men turned to the internet looking for role models, and instead found a cesspool of self-proclaimed alpha males ready to exploit them. These gurus preach confidence and discipline, but the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes that their lives are nothing like what they sell. Behind the tough guy personas are men drowning in insecurity, fraud, lies, and desperation. Some of these guys claim to have the highest IQ on the planet, and others literally admit to doing meth to look more attractive. Today we're discussing the most notorious ones, starting with King Azuli, the alpha who pled guilty to sexual contact with a 15-year-old girl. Ben Azuli essentially looked at Andrew Tate and said, I can do the same thing, only Ben has less charisma and it is way less convincing when he lies, because his origin story is almost certainly completely made up. According to Ben, his mother came to America through the Mexican border to give birth to him. He spent his early childhood going between America and his mother's home country of Israel, before permanently settling in the United States at 10 years old. Ben claims that he began visiting a Chinese restaurant every day for lunch, where he was mentored by the restaurant's owner and trained in the art of Kung Fu. Ben, who barely spoke English at the time, became the target of bullying at school, and used his newly acquired martial arts skills to beat anyone and everyone up who disrespected him.
People really understand things better when they get a fist in their face. They just act different. So everybody started respecting me.
At the age of 13, Ben claims that he fought 30 guys at once and they could not fully defeat him. Well, at least that's what I think. He changes the story a lot.
I got my ass kicked one time in my life. I was 13 years old. I got jumped by about 30 guys outside of a house party. When I was 13 years old, I got jumped by like 30 guys. They beat the shit out of me. One hit me with a baton over the face. And that was the time that I stopped hanging out with people. And believe it or not, today one of my best friends is a black guy. But at the time, you know, it was literally people that I knew, and they jumped me, you know, 30 guys. They were 17 and 18, I was 13.
I fought guys that were 7 foot tall, and I fought guys that were almost 400 pounds. I fought 10 guys at the same time and beat their ass, and I fought 40 guys and I got jumped by them, and I was 13 years old. It did not matter how many people it was, how big you are, you could be 50 feet tall.
After developing a reputation for being a fighter, Ben said he joined the Russian mafia and started participating in underground fighting matches.
And eventually at the age of 18, I became one of the guys in the mafia. I was named the Kid, and it was the Russian mob. I started fighting underground fights.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's telling the freaking truth. You started kicking.
All right, so here, it's a video about King Azuli documented crimes. I never heard of him before, but considering that he have a sexual misconduct history, this is some of the stuff that I talk about with some of these people. Like, it's always like little stuff in their closet, and it just be like, it's like, okay, I can understand you want the money and the fame and all that type of stuff, but at the same time, you trying to lead people, and you've been convicted of a sexual crime. Like, it's crazy.
An 18-year-old and a girl that is
And not accused, convicted.
under 18 went down on me.
We didn't do anything, but the girl went down on me, right? We didn't do anything. The girl went down on me. Okay, contradiction. Denies all wrongdoings, but then describes an act of constituent statutory rape in an unlawful sexual conduct. It doesn't matter even if she went down on you. She was 15. You were 18. That is against the law. Like, it's nuts that he continues to say these things and just like basically outs himself anyway. Criminal implications. In most states, consent is irrelevant when the minor is under the age of consent, right? If you're under the age of consent, it doesn't matter. If
Okay, so if he's 18 and she's 15, in some states it's illegal. It's legal. Like North Carolina is legal. It's the Romeo and Juliet. Some states got Romeo and Juliet laws. California, they don't have it if they under 18. So you turn 18, you have sex or you do anything sexual with somebody under 18, you can get convicted of a sex crime for that. It don't matter what it is. I don't care if they lied about their age. You can get convicted of it.
His butt.
Yeah, he was putting me in there with anybody. I told him, give me anybody, I'll eat their throat. I don't care who it is.
You were just a.
I was a. He was literally saying just.
My favorite part about Ben is that even though he portrays himself as a ruthless, vicious fighter, he does show his deep insecurities for his height. Standing at a mere 5'7", he justifies his height by comparing himself to some of the worst men in human history.
Height doesn't mean anything. It's 5'6". Having longer limbs do not make you any better. You ever seen Putin? 5'6".
No.
Joseph Stalin? 5'7.5".
Anyways, while he was participating in underground fights at age 18, he was also arrested, which led to some prison.
Yeah, he said Joseph Stalin. Damn, you couldn't say it like Jackie Chan. I mean, Bruce Lee. I mean, even Bruce Lee Master. I mean, I forgot his name. But at least some of those people, like, you know, damn, Joseph Stalin is crazy.
Time.
And I got arrested for something that they said that I did, and I didn't do it. And when I got out all clean after I spent a little bit of time in jail, I said, I'm never coming back here again.
Remember this because we would later find out why he actually went to prison, and it was much worse than fighting. After his stint behind bars, Ben says he went to China where he trained with Shaolin monks, who taught him some interesting ways to strengthen his bones.
And they explained to me that the strongest part of the body is actually your skull. And if you train your skull for about an hour a day, bang it against the wall, after a year it becomes 4 times thicker than it really is, which means that you become unstoppable, indestructible.
I actually do believe that Ben would regularly bang his head against the wall, because only someone who did that would manufacture this online persona by using plots from Fight Club, The Karate Kid, and Kung Fu Panda, and think that we were going to believe it. It's very clear that Ben is trying to make his childhood sound more interesting than it actually was, but he lies so much that he can't even keep track of his own contradictions. Now, it is possible that some of his story could be true, but there are so many things that contradict each other to the point where it makes it seem like everything is a lie. Firstly, he said he started his own business shortly after being released from prison and was making 50 grand a month by the time he was 20, thus making him able to retire by age 24. But Ben has also claimed that he worked for a top secret counterterrorism unit for over 10 years.
I told you, I worked in counterterrorism for over a decade. So for me, I wasn't allowed to be even on social media or any of these things. And even today, I'm not allowed to even speak about what unit I was in, things like that for the next 5 years. I can't share it with anybody, but
there's a lot of people out there that would say, now that's where I'm calling bullshit.
That's fine. Nobody cares.
And
I don't
it's
care.
convenient that you can't talk about it so no one can verify.
Well, you know, there's units that are called invisible units.
I'm not.
Nigga, shit, you probably couldn't be on social media because that's what a court ordered. Honestly, that's what I believe.
Doubting you. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I don't care.
But if I were to question it, I would say, well, wait a minute. At 17, you were homeless. At 18, right. 19, you were cleaning carpets. Then you got into telemarketing. Yeah, then you started doing real estate. And you started investing here and there. That was only 10 years ago. So when was the counterterrorism?
Yeah.
And who is it for? The Israeli army?
Well, it's Israel and the United States. You work with both.
That's the CIA.
No. Counterterrorism is a little bit different.
But you had to be with somebody.
Yeah, but can't talk about who I was with. Come on.
Now, if he truly retired at age 24, then he would have had to start working in this alleged counterterrorism unit at the age of 14. This also means that he would have been working in this position while he was going to high school, fighting in underground cage matches, living with Chinese monks, and also being locked up in prison. And since we can't tell what is actually a lie and what is the truth, it's easy to assume that his lifestyle of endless riches, mansions, and sports cars are also greatly embellished. Taking a look at his personal website, Ben claims to have made his $150 million fortune selling patents. I was only able to find 2 published patents under the name of Benjamin Azoulay, both of which were filed in 2020. Even if we were to assume that both of these patents somehow sold for a grand total of $150 million, they were filed well after his 24th birthday, which he claims at that point was when he was able to retire due to his endless riches. I'm fairly certain that this is a completely different person with the same name, and Ben has no history of selling patents at all. He also claims in his biography to have had an active role in 16 different businesses that have generated $500 million in sales, as well as claiming to have won multiple awards for both bodybuilding and cage fighting. I tried to find any evidence of these claims and came up with absolutely nothing. But at the end of the day, even the most simple framing of Ben's life doesn't make sense. If he truly made 150 mil and was able to retire at age 24, why is he trying to sell people a self-improvement course online? According to Ben, it's because he wants to impart his wisdom to young men and help them become strong and successful like he claims to be.
There's nothing that could impress me. I don't care if you have a Bugatti, you have a private jet, you have a yacht. I've seen it all. I don't care for it. I care for people now. And what I do for many years now is coach people, help guys not to go through the things that I went through. You could be a strong man. You could be a tough guy. You could be an alpha, but you got to do it right.
This sentiment, as nice.
He did time in prison, but I don't know exactly what he did time in prison for. If I could probably find it. Let's see.
I'm willing to bet all the money in his parents' bank account the source of that study is Trust Me Bro University.
To see why men are in prison.
No need for a study when you have the rap sheet that'll tell you what crime they were convicted of.
And 99.6% of the men in prison
With a percentage like that, this study sounds super legitimate.
are in prison due to a woman.
The mental gymnastics that some men go to in order to justify their blatant misogyny.
You see, a woman can make you and a woman can break you. Truly be careful what woman you choose for your life.
Well, certainly women should be careful in choosing what men they have in their life. So with that, how about we learn what type of man are you?
Do you guys know who this King Azuli is? I like to call him King Asshole.
This professor is King Azuli.
I uncovered something that I wish I never saw.
John Bravo recently made a video where he revealed court documents that detailed a heinous crime that was committed at the hands of one Ben Azuli, aka King Azuli.
And now I'm going to show it to you.
This is where I will preface a trigger warning.
This is a lawsuit by a young woman stemming from a brutal R and S assault committed against her by defendants Ben Azuli.
The crime detailed in this court document was committed by multiple perpetrators. Ben is just one of them.
At the time, H was only 15 years old and a virgin.
H in this case is the alias of the victim, a 15-year-old girl.
H was forcibly dragged into a bedroom by Ben, who stripped of her clothes, forced her to perform OS on him. Ben then proceeded to brutally force himself upon H, beating her. Other boys watched while this was going on, but made no effort to stop Ben.
And this is exactly what I mean, though, right? A lot of times, most of these people who be like sexual predators or they like stuff like this, or either it's just they kinks and stuff, honestly, it don't never stop. Once they get money, the shit sometimes get worse because they really don't learn their lesson. Just imagine the people who get out of prison for watching CSAM content, which that would be like child content, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. These people get caught again. When the judges order them to be like, all right, you can't be on social media, you can't be on the internet for like the next 2-3 years or something like that. Now, the crazy part is, the reason why they do that, because they not going back getting more content or either try to be smarter about it. They gonna probably, nah, I got the money, so if I do it now, I'm just gonna offer her $100,000 to shut her up. Most time, these people be repeat offenders. Like, once you get money, it makes you into a bigger monster. And for him, it makes him into a bigger liar. But the thing is, some incels will still be like, oh man, F all women. Women are bad. Women are this, women are that. It's just like, bro, like, he's convicted of a sexual crime. And I would respect him even more if he told the truth. Like, yeah, like, I was 18 and I did that. You know, I'm just paying my respect to society, and I would just want to help people build and not do what I did. And I was a monster when I was 18 because I did this to this girl. And I went to prison for it. But, you know, I'm paying my respect to her. I'm paying my dues to society right now. No, he's a liar. He's a liar. And that's the sad part about it. I would respect him a lot more if he admitted he was a monster at 18 years old. But he's 35 and he's lying about his situation, meaning that you did not change at all. You probably got worse because, like I said, money makes you a worse person. But make sure you go watch my latest video, the incel to white supremacist pipeline. It's just epidemic now. Honestly, this content is disgusting. Seeing these people come out as racist nowadays, but I love it because you're exposing yourself, but it's still disgusting at the same time. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video, and I'm out. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you go check out my Twitch, and also watch my recent video, which will be right here. And make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.